Michael Harris was pronounced dead at 7:42 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. The cause of death was ruled natural. There were no signs of a struggle, no indication that anyone else had been involved. His body was discovered in his apartment by a co-worker who had come to check on him after he missed 2 consecutive shifts. The door was locked. The chain was still in place. By the end of the week, Michael's death had been processed, documented, and filed. His obituary ran in the local paper. His employer updated their records. His bank accounts were flagged. His family held a small funeral service attended by fewer than 20 people. For all practical purposes, Michael Harris no longer existed. 3 days later, someone used his employee badge to enter the office building. The security logs showed the badge was scanned at 8:11 a.m., the same time Michael had arrived every weekday for the last 4 years. The system registered the entry as normal. There were no alerts. A co-worker named Daniel later told investigators that he saw Michael that morning. He said they exchanged a brief greeting near the elevators. Nothing unusual, no conversation. Daniel assumed Michael had returned to work after a few days off. When Daniel learned about Michael's death later that afternoon, he assumed he was mistaken. He was not the only one. Over the next week, 5 separate people reported seeing Michael in different locations. A barista claimed he ordered the same black coffee he always did. A building security guard nodded at him during a routine patrol. A neighbor said they passed each other in the hallway and exchanged a few words about the weather. None of them knew he was dead at the time. On the 10th day after Michael's death, his bank account registered activity. A withdrawal of $60 was made from an ATM 2 blocks from his apartment. The camera footage showed a man who looked exactly like Michael Harris. Same height, same posture, same clothing style. The face was partially obscured by a baseball cap, but the facial structure matched his ID photo closely enough that the bank initially treated it as a system error. Phone records complicated things further. Michael's phone had been disconnected after his death, but his number appeared in outgoing call logs. 3 calls were placed to voicemail only, 1 to his own number, 2 to a co-worker he rarely spoke with. The calls were brief. None lasted more than 10 seconds. When police interviewed the co-worker, she said she never noticed the missed calls at the time. She only saw them later, when investigators showed her the logs. She could not recall anything unusual about those days. Michael's apartment was searched again. Nothing had changed. The door was still locked. The chain was intact. There was no evidence anyone had been inside since the body was removed. No missing items, no disturbance. The coroner confirmed the body was Michael Harris. Fingerprints matched. Dental records matched. There was no possibility of misidentification. 2 weeks after his funeral, Michael's social media account posted an update. It was a single sentence, no photo, no tags. Running late today. The post was visible for less than 5 minutes before it was deleted. Platform records showed the login came from Michael's phone. When police attempted to retrieve the device, they discovered it was no longer in evidence storage. There was no record of it being signed out. No footage showed anyone removing it. At that point, the case shifted quietly. No public statements were made. The sightings were labeled misidentifications. The bank activity was attributed to a delayed processing error. The social media post was classified as a system glitch. The investigation was closed without formal explanation. Months later, a maintenance worker reported seeing someone standing inside Michael's apartment during routine building inspections. The unit was supposed to be vacant. When the worker returned with a supervisor, the apartment was empty. The door was locked. The chain was in place. No further reports were filed. Michael Harris remains legally deceased. No evidence has ever surfaced to explain the sightings, the transactions, or the records that continued after his death. There are no official conclusions, only a timeline that does not stop where it should.